Good day. This is Bob from BBD with news with views. A little bit of how India's game of counter to the game of we is working with our game of chakras. The chakras on the outer side. I mean, new game is we are developing. As you see here, Djibouti. India gives food aid to China's defense partner Djibouti. Just remember one thing. The biggest edge India has over China. China can never, it's food starved. It's never going to become a food surplus country, folks. Never. India, on the other hand, is currently food surplus and probably will continue to be. See, food aid, so much better. Fills stomachs than the aid of lucre, which only fills pockets of the rich politicians in these countries like Sri Lanka and Djibouti and so on and so forth, and Pakistan. Okay. So here's, when you look at the map, you start with food aid to Djibouti. Look, Italy is back from the cold, folks, finally. From multilateralism to Indo-Pacific, India and Italy deepen bonds. Now, what's the important part here that I thought, right? We know that Italy is also an extreme fertile hub for technology and defense, right? Just like Israel is, right? It's one of those countries that you really don't need to prize out of the hands of China, where Chinese have taken over everything, including the brands. Now you don't know whether Prada you buy or whatever Italian brands you buy are Chinese or Italians anymore, right? But here's the thing. Moreover, thanks also to India's support, Italy has recently joined the Indian Ocean Rim Association as a dialogue partner. Again, our purpose is investing in blue economy sector and fostering a stronger cooperation between the Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean. Now, just look at the pieces coming together, right? We've brought Italy in, you have France, Australia, and India, and you have obviously the Quad. And when you see all of this coming together, you just see the energy that India's geostrategic position in the Indian Ocean provides. China, no matter how hard it tries, whether it builds the CPEC, whether it builds roads, just will not be able to ever get there. We just need to strengthen our economy and improve our R&D and get into some major tech bubbles all over, right? Here as it goes, right? Another one that consolidates our position in the Pacific Rim, adhere to UN law in SCS. Modi and ASEAN warn China. Both, this is a Block I code of conduct for disputed seas. It says, amid efforts to finalize a code of conduct for the contested South China Sea waters were severe, where several ASEAN nations remain embroiled in maritime boundary disputes with China. India joined ASEAN on Thursday in again reiterating the significance of freedom of navigation and overflight and of adherence to international law, especially the UNCLOS. Important, folks. India's action in the Himalayas, totally misread by the China, has put China on the back foot, folks, and we got to use it. Let's see what's happening on our border. Besides Ladakh, India and China seek to settle other outstanding issues. Good luck. Ain't gonna happen. It's just amazing how Times Network keeps coming up with this, almost seeming that things are hunky-dory. Nothing has changed on the ground, folks. And here he says, remove curbs on China. So, well, okay, some sensible stuff. I mean, it's not necessarily we're going to need to shut everything out from China. Remove curbs on Chinese funding up to 15% government panel. And I guess I'm just hoping that we are not going down the slippery slope of resetting, because there's an ideal opportunity for our economy to actually totally decouple, or at least partially decouple from the Chinese economy, and we are in the best position to do that. Mark my words. However, while our mouthpiece continues, oh, things are good, we are pulling back. But look at what the mouthpiece in China is saying. China mouthpiece reports on pullback plan inaccurate. Chinese mouthpiece Global Times on Thursday claimed that reports of India and China having finalized a detailed disengagement plan to defuse the military confrontation in eastern Ladakh were inaccurate at this stage, even as it said momentum of recent military level talks were good. We got to hear what's coming from there. Let's not say I just want to make sure that we are not chickening out here, folks. And we got to listen to what's coming out of the United States. We've got to see what's coming out of from the Chinese Global Times. And as this rightly said, on China, stick to the red lines. India must not agree to a resolution which compromises its territorial interests. Absolutely. And one of the critical points here, India should also stick to its economic approach of reducing dependence on China. Absolutely. And we are well positioned to do that with the entire rejigging of global supply chains. We are absolutely in a great position to do that. There is no reason for India to enable large-scale Chinese digital presence in its economy, especially when there is zero confidence that China would not misuse India's data or shut down systems if it penetrated the core of India's 21st century economy. Not only that, India actually now can be a front runner and a competitor to China. That's the more important part. Of course, in collaboration with countries like the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom, and so on and so forth, right? The merits of slowly reducing the Chinese economic footprint and positioning India as an alternative manufacturing sites are overwhelming. Even though this transition will take time, as indicated by the surging sales of Chinese-made cell phones during the Diwali season, India and China must and should continue to seek to decouple from each other along the border. But Delhi must stick to its red lines. At the same time, it should continue with the economic decoupling, which will inflict the greatest strain on China and be crucial to India's future economic power. This, as I said yesterday, is an opportunity that doesn't come in a period of 10 years. This is a lifetime opportunity. Let's not miss it this time, folks. More after the break. Welcome back, folks. I'm back. What do I have here, folks, now, which I find of interest? Russia backs India on not raising bilateral disputes at SCO summit. It happened at the last time. Pakistan brought the issue up again. Russia made this comment. How come Russia doesn't wrap Pakistan's knuckles or China's knuckles and tell them this is not acceptable? What's the point of making these inane statements after the fact? Don't trust Russia, as I've always said. Because this is probably one of the most insidious statements that I continue to hear. I don't know how many analysts think it is or it is not. Other players can exploit India-China tension, Russia. You know, for Russia, India is a huge pawn. If you see what happened in Armenia, they've thrown Armenia down under the bus. Armenian people are up in arms in Yerevan because they feel solidly let down by other than Putin. Don't you ever trust the bear. Bear is a dangerous animal, probably far more dangerous than the dragon. Look at what it says. Peaceful solution to LAC standoff is inevitable, better sooner than later. Now, how does he know it's inevitable? I don't know. Is it something, and this is an incredible statement, just see the underlining fact. That means somebody has told him that it's inevitable. Just like he told our NSA that the Chinese troops that were amassing in numbers of 50,000 in the Tibetan autonomous region were not intention to do, it was just an exercise, and that they were not going to harm or make any moves on the Indian border. Guess what happened? I guess, folks, you can't trust this Babuskin or whatever his name is, Babunshkin, just like Yang Yi or Sun Man. So it says, Russia has indicated it may use back-channel negotiations to reduce Sino-Indian tensions while hoping that a peaceful solution to the LAC standoff would happen soon, and it was inevitable. I thought India never allowed third parties to get into bilateral disputes. What the hell is Russia doing in it? I want our leaders to tell us. I want our national security advisor to tell us. And I want our Raksha Mantri and our Prime Minister to tell the nation. What is Russia doing in the middle? Russia is in a unique position since it has special and strategic partnership relations with both India and China. And these relationships are independent in nature. Absolutely not. If anybody thinks they're independent, I think we need our heads re-examined. Anybody who thinks that. But Bushkin announced that India and Russia plan to increase the range of BrahMos missiles and begin exporting the missile to third countries, starting with the Philippines. Now, this is interesting. Russia is trying to piggyback into the Indo-Pacific on the BrahMos and somehow counter China, right? I guess in the back of Russia's mind, China is a far bigger. India is no threat to China. India is no threat to Russia, but definitely China is a huge threat to the bear. Absolutely a huge threat with a constant sinicization of the borders and of Siberia. Russia is in trouble and they know it, right? And especially since the Pacific Russia actually, China claims. It may have put down the claim, Vladivostok especially, it may have buried the claim for the time being. But as you always know, China brings out issues just when it thinks it has the upper hand. Folks, remember that. Don't trust China and don't trust Russia. UK finally in a corner as far as China is concerned. I guess it's got nothing else to do. It says UK summons China envoy for Hong Kong deal breach, threatens curbs. I guess UK has nothing much that they can do. It says UK, US issue warnings to China over Hong Kong row, mass resignation by pro-democracy MPs and open challenge to authority, China says, and both Australia and Canada have come out strongly against the action taken against the mass resignation of the democratic legislators from Hong Kong after 4 were sacked without any reason, folks. Watch this space. China is in trouble. We need to continue to up the ante and get our space to get much bigger in the global strategic arena. More after the break.
Driving force of the nation, now driving Max Plus Logistics. Unparalleled discipline, exceptional work ethic and diligence combined with mental and physical agility to meet any challenges. Moving forward on the right path in the face of physical stress and adversity. Max Plus Logistics. Wait till the end for some more information. May the Max Force be with you.
Welcome back, folks. The end of the week is nigh, and happy Diwali to all. Let's make sure this is a clean and clear and green Diwali. Let's stay at home. COVID is all over the place and ramping up. There are no beds, I can tell you folks, there are no beds in any ICU. I know so many friends who are running after ICU beds and they cannot find them. No matter how much money you have, they're just not there. It's just not worth it to go out. Stay home, stay with the family, stay safe. Happy Diwali. We will overcome this too together. Cheers.